Welcome back to Zoe 101. This is Alexander Hamilton.
Yama's not here, so if you only show up for him, you might as well leave now.
That's true. I'm surprised.
And I'm pretty much absent myself because I'm going to be busy killing people.
Okay, thank you. Patrick is not taking this seriously because he doesn't care about any of you.
Have I ever taken this seriously, though? I wouldn't say that I've never taken this seriously.
There are degrees of seriousness that you take this, but they're all under the threshold of not serious.
I don't take this. It's thrust upon me.
You thrust yourself into this, just not very seriously most of the time. But luckily, the very thing you're doing is the very thing I want to ask you about.
Oh, cool.
How is Assassin's Creed Odyssey?
Odyssey? Mm-hmm. Well, obviously, Donkey hated it.
So your opinion is formed pretty solidly.
No, my opinion, it's the same thing with Destiny. There's obviously things. Well, that's not actually fair. This game is coming off of the back of Origins, which is a masterpiece that had flaws, even though I don't want to point them out. But they weren't tangible. Like, you didn't notice them and be like, damn, this is really annoying. This game has a lot of stuff like that. And I understand why he was even more angry. And he even brought up, like, here's some things that I liked about Origins that are worse now in this game. And I was like, that's what I think too. You can't get shields in this game. And that's, like, my biggest gripe.
That's it? Just the no shield gameplay?
Yeah.
I don't know why they did that, because there are shields.
Shield combat is like everything you ever see. Like a drawing of a Greek soldier is just a fucking shield and a sword or a spear.
Yeah. In Assassin's Creed Origins, my thing would always just be like regular like sword and shield. I know that sounds like super boring, but
no. That's what I did too.
Because like just blocking was like a huge part of that game because I was really bad at parrying.
It was so huge. And also the shield bash move.
That too. But now they have the Sparta kick move still that was in Assassin's Creed Origin as like a power up. So
it was not a power up. What?
It wasn't a power up. It was you got it in the skill tree later on though.
Was it really? I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, I remember you had to like work for it to unlock it, but still. Because I remember trying to use like the twin blades one time in Assassin's Creed Origins. I was like, oh, this is like cool. This will be a fun thing to use. And then it like de-equipped my shield, and I was like, oh, never mind. I don't want to use these anymore. Never again. So I only ever stuck to the regular swords or whatever during Assassin's Creed Origins. But usually when I'm playing other games and stuff, I almost never do like a shield thing. Like in an RPG like Skyrim or whatever, never have a shield.
Yeah, I never really used a shield. I dual-wielded swords or something.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I usually had like a healing potion or healing magic in one hand and the other one as a sword or whatever.
Or like I make my character fast enough so I rely more on like dodging than blocking attacks and taking attacks.
Yeah.
You know? Which is why I'm actually kind of interested in playing this game without a shield, because it forces me, forces anyone that plays it to like actually get good at maneuvering around like enemies and stuff, you know?
See, the thing is, they've taken like the abilities. Well, there weren't really abilities before. There was just you could get upgrades to let you do all the stuff. So once you get an upgrade, you can get any other upgrade and all the stuff will work together. You can do it all at once. But with these, you've got 4 ranged abilities. So you hold left trigger to aim your bow. And if you've got a slot of adrenaline or whatever it is, then you can use one of them. So it's like the Predator bow. You remember those?
Yeah.
That's become a skill now. And you can only have 4 of them equipped.
Oh, really?
It's so frustrating and annoying. Like, why would they do that?
Wait, I don't
This
like
feels
that.
like a downgrade from Origins.
Wait,
you don't want that?
No, I don't like that. I want like my Predator bow with like 1,000,000 shots and just like sniping out entire forts.
And there's also ones for there's Hunter, Warrior, and Assassin are the 3 trees of skills. There's just like stuff you can do with the arrows, stuff you can do in combat, like set your sword on fire, take somebody's shield away and throw it off to the distance. Just it deletes their shield. It's pretty great. That one I like a lot. Sparta kick, obviously. Bull Rush, which is just like a huge attack that you do that, you know, knocks enemies back. It's just a lot of stuff like that. And for the Assassin, it's like poison and blinding people and stuff.
So you can rip someone's shield away, but you can't use it.
Small shields.
Afterwards. Okay.
You can't use it afterwards. It's every avenue of just teasing you with shields in this game.
That's bullshit. Okay. So there are no multiple bows. It's just one bow.
Now, what do you mean?
Like, there's no Predator bow, no Hunter bow, no Warrior bow.
No, you can switch arrows, though.
Oh, okay, so it's
because
still
it's like it took away the functionality of having a different kind of bow, because it really doesn't make a difference. Like with Origins, Predator bows and Hunter bows and Warrior bows, they were completely different. They did entirely different things and they served different purposes. So it made sense why you'd need to switch between some of them. But with this, it's just like, they all suck. Might as well just use one. Life sucks. I hate this. I hate this so much.
So then, because what I used to do then is I relied a lot on like stealth and bows and stuff, and I would just like fucking snipe people.
There's still avenues for that in this game. It's like mostly what I do is the same thing I did in Origins, which is stealth until they notice me and then combat.
Okay, so your strategy basically hasn't changed much.
No.
Okay, so then I guess
for like kiting in combat, when I fought all those, I also missed some of the Amazonians. They're still alive, and now they're all dead. Killed the last one, but
this just in, Patrick Charlton hates women so much.
Yeah, I do. I hate Amazons. But I found this fucking island in the middle of nowhere, and it's got all these women on it, and they all, like, there was like 40 of them, and I killed all of them, I thought, and then when I was sitting here just like looking at my inventory, I got hit in the face with an arrow, and then I turned around and like 10 more showed up. I wonder if they continually spawn. So,
is the game, is it any harder or whatever? How are you doing with like difficulty and stuff like that?
It's more frustrating than anything else.
Okay.
I don't know how to describe it. Like, there's like functions that are missing that I want. It's not hard at all. Like, it's not no harder or easier than Origins was.
Okay. But what about it is
frustrating?
Like, what is missing exactly?
Well, I mean, the shield, the skill. It's like, remember when armor abilities were introduced with Halo Reach? And it was just like, you have an armor ability for sprinting? Why do I need to... What?
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense. Like, so why do I have to have an armor ability to do something that I could do with just a bow in Origins? It doesn't make sense. It feels like they're limiting you.
You know what I just thought about? The reason you needed an armor ability to sprint in Halo is because they had to attach an extra motor to their ass to make them move their legs faster. So when they were running, they would have an engine massaging their ass the whole time.
I hate you.
Okay, that's definitely the kind of joke you would fucking make in the first place. So
no, it isn't. I don't think. I mean, you can say that about fucking anything. I will find anything funny, and there's no reason or rhyme as to why I find it funny. Like, so that's kind of true.
Like tell the thing about the kid in the McDonald's you saw today.
No, I'm not gonna tell that.
Doesn't make you look like a terrible person.
No, it was something that made no sense that I thought was really funny in my head. And I'm sure there are people in our audience who have this specific trait, so I'm not going to make fun of it. That's so mean. Why would I do that?
It's going to be another thing I'm going to have to like bleep out like after the fact, and everyone's going to be like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah. That was necessary, though, I feel like.
It really wasn't, but like a lot of people seem to think it was funny, so I guess it worked out in the end.
A lot of people seem to think it was funny. What do you mean?
Yeah, like some YouTube comments were like, special building, and I was like, oh, okay. I guess people think it's a
the way you did it was really funny to me. It made it even funnier than what the actual thing would have been.
Yeah, honestly,
it's always like, is this more funny than it is fucked up? Amplifier. That's usually the idea. And in that case, it wasn't. What?
Yeah. Wait, so I want to know like everything there's to know about Assassin's Creed Odyssey because I'm not going to play it for a few months, so I don't care if you spoil shit for me. But like, are you playing as the boy character or the girl character? It feels like fucking Pokemon.
Your voice is fucked. I can't hear anything you're saying.
Okay, sorry. I know this is what happens when you're doing fucking international calls. Are you playing as the boy character Alexios, or are you playing as the girl
I can't hear
Cassandra?
anything you're saying. So
you can't hear a word I'm saying.
Now you're clear again. That was weird.
Okay.
What did you ask me?
I was asking you if you are playing as the boy character, Alexios, or you're playing as the girl character.
Why are you frustrated as if I was like ignoring you? Shut the fuck up.
I think you're pitching the internet cable so it doesn't get to your computer.
I'm playing as Alexios. I already told you that.
Okay, why?
What do you? I don't know.
Why?
I don't know. Like, it's the same thing with other stuff. If I have a choice, I'm gonna play as like what I want to look like, you know.
Okay.
And I don't know. That's not. Cassandra is not what I wanted to look like. I want to look like this thing. This particular meat sack is what I think would make me look cool.
Is it true you just like fuck everyone you you talk to in that game?
I haven't found a dude I can fuck yet, which is kind of frustrating.
Really? So much for all that hubbub about being able to have same-sex relationships in that game.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed. I mean, there's plenty of women that I've seen. Is like you get dialogue options and there's a heart next to one of them, so you know it's like a romance thing. But I haven't found a single dude. Maybe just haven't been talking to enough people.
Yeah, exactly. You got to go to the right spots probably. So is
join the Navy.
A lot of you got to join the Greek Navy.
Go to the YMCA.
Surround yourself with semen, and you'll be
surround yourself with semen.
So a lot of people were like super mad, and this is what Reddit gets up and mad about all the fucking time, is that the microtransactions in the game.
Oh yeah,
are like. Really
I haven't touched them yet. I've been playing this for like 13 hours.
Yeah.
Wait, I can find out how long I've Well, I never really do microtransactions. I'm probably going to get all the DLC because I really enjoy the game so far. It's the same thing with like, I've got complaints about Destiny 2, but down to its like meat and potatoes, it's a fun game. So I will invest time and money into it. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, like, a lot of people were complaining that microtransactions are absolutely necessary, that the game like grinds to a halt if you don't like that's
pay
what
up.
Donkey said, and I haven't noticed it yet, and I think I'm a decent way into the game. Yeah. I don't know what they're talking about specifically that would grind to a halt.
It's weird because I heard there were like fucking articles written about this shit. It was really annoying. And then other people came out and were like, "No, it's totally
41
fine.
hours.
If you just do like side quests and stuff, you'll totally be fine." Apparently, the people that were complaining are just like rushing through the main quest and shit and ignoring
I never
all the
do
side
that.
content. Yeah, so I mean, like
what Donkey said was you have to do a lot of main quests. I mean, side quests to get the experience you need to upgrade stuff. Maybe he was walking into this already like looking. No, that's not fair. Maybe he gave it like the benefit of the doubt and tried his hardest, but I haven't noticed that. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I think it's weird when people get mad that the game is trying to encourage you to do more game content, right? Like the side quests.
He also said, not to interrupt you, but this is about your point, where he said, he said he couldn't progress in the main story because he wasn't high enough level. But for me, the way I play these games is I just do everything besides the main quests. But like my stuff was locked. Like it was like progress further in the story before you can upgrade more. So I literally had to do the opposite, where I had to play main quests so I could continue playing side quests. It was weird.
Yeah, exactly. And I think people get mad about that because they want to like rush the main quest for some reason. But these games are supposed to be like more than that, right? Kind of like the same thing happens in The Witcher 3, where you're not high enough level to do the big quests, so you go off and do other stuff. Like that's a totally normal.
It says like
thing.
You can try, but you'll die, is what they say. Like there's a big skull icon over the enemies you fight.
Exactly. So I don't see what the issue is, or unless it's like super egregious, where they're like, okay, you're level 10 now, but if you want to do the next main story mission, which is when you turn level 13 or whatever, it's going to take you 10 hours until you get to level 13. Like that's stupid, but that's not like the reality at all. It's just like do a couple side quests.
I don't know. Maybe I'm biased. I think did you hear me when I said I've played this for 41 hours
already? Yeah.
So I'm maybe kind of biased because of how much time I've already put into it and how much experience and crap I've already got. But
what level are you?
I'm sure that Donkey wasn't willing to play it. He said 10 hours or something is how far he got into it.
10 hours. That's like, I don't know. That's kind of light actually to scratch
for a game like this.
Yeah.
And it's very, very big. But I'm sure that when I say that, people are like, yeah, well, it's a mile wide and an inch deep. And I'm like, that's fair, but I'm going to play it.
Is it bigger than Origins?
I can't tell. I don't remember. Origins, I feel like, was huge, but I actually don't know. I don't know which one's bigger.
Okay, because I remember
this one feels like it's just a downgrade in a lot of ways. I'm probably sending mixed signals because I'm going like, I'm going to play it, I love it, but I also fucking hate it for these reasons.
Wait, why is it a downgrade, besides like the shield and other stupid shit?
It looks-wise, it feels like a downgrade. The polish, like you can tell that they spent less time on this game. You know what I mean?
Really?
You know for a fact that they did spend less time on this than Origins, because Origins was like, I think Yaman always says it's like a 3-year project or something like that, and this was like maybe 1.5 or 2 years after Origins came out that this came out.
No, this came out a year after Origins came out. Origins came out a year
Even
ago.
worse.
Yeah, but they were working on this game well before Origins came out, right? They like overlapped like development. It's not like they just started after Origins came out. They have been working on this for longer, much longer than that. So I don't think it's as rushed as you guys are like.
Well,
saying.
it doesn't matter about that. It's just this is what it feels like.
Yeah. I mean, the interesting thing is that I think Origins and Odyssey are actually like weird like companion games because next year there's not going to be any new Assassin's Creed. We don't know when the next Assassin's Creed is coming out.
Wait a little while.
Yeah. So I think
Work on it.
I mean, the break gave you Origins, which is like amazing. It's like one of my favorite Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah, that's our point. Is like take longer to make these games.
Exactly. And I think the break, on top of giving people more time to make the game, obviously, it makes you like miss it, right? It makes you like
it builds up the demand. Like one of the things that Dunkey also mentioned that I didn't remember is this game is releasing next to Red Dead.
Yeah.
In a couple weeks. Like that's not a great time to do that. With what all the press that Red Dead's done with those really well shot like vidocs of like with that woman narrating of all the stuff that you can do in that game.
That's
it's
so
just
weirdly
like,
professional.
What the fuck? It feels so like cinematic.
Yeah, it's insane. But like at the same time, like this time of year, like October, November, like all the games are coming out. So like any week is like a tough.
I'm talking about specifically like huge open worlds. Like this is going to take up your time games.
That's fair.
Quite a challenge to get people to play both.
Yeah. I think. Are there any other open world games specifically coming out right now?
I don't think so. Think of any.
Because I know, well, this is an open world, but Black Ops 4 is coming out this month.
Well, it's got Battle Royale, which is kind of like open world.
Yeah, and then Battlefield 5 is coming out in November, like the first week of November, and that also has Battle Royale. So, you know what? Actually, I just thought about. I think.
What do you think about?
Isn't Red? I think Red Dead should have a Battle Royale. That's like the perfect.
Should
like,
have.
It should have, yeah.
I don't know about that.
Isn't that like the perfect setting though? Like just one big like Western, and everyone like just has like
one big Western. What the fuck does that mean?
Like one big fucking like fight for survival, you know, in the Wild West. You know, that's like cool.
That is like cool.
I think it would be
well,
maybe like the last two people
the
standing
idea of
have
that
to
reminds
do.
me of what Red Dead Online was like, which was fun for about 10 minutes, and then I hated it immediately.
I was way too young to remember what Red Dead Online was like, but I remember enjoying it. I don't remember
That's
though.
Such a weird voice to use when you're trying to think about something you enjoy. I think
it's like one of those things that you just haven't like done in forever. It's like when you think about old movies you saw as a kid, like oh yeah, I saw like Toy Story 1 when I was a kid, and I haven't seen it since, and I think I enjoyed it. Like I have good memories of Toy Story. I don't associate Toy Story with like dog shit in my brain, basically. So
you know what's a thing like that I've noticed is the Teen Titans series. It's not as good as I remember, and going back, It's not as like dark and gritty and like serious and all this stuff that people call it when they're comparing it to Teen Titans Go. It's got like way more joke. It's like more of a comedy than any kind of other animated thing.
Oh, it definitely has jokes, but it also had like a really good.
It did have it, but they seem stupid, like really dumb, like really, really, really dumb. Like the why would Slade be fighting the Teen Titans with that much like devotion? It doesn't make any sense to me. And also just the fact that they call him Slade and not Deathstroke.
I always wondered why that was the case. Yeah, that always confused me. But
maybe because they don't have the rights. But I mean, they have.
It's the same company. It is the right. They have the rights.
Yeah, so I have no fucking idea.
But this is also coming from the same company that has the Joker on Gotham, but they aren't allowed to call him the Joker.
It's not the Joker. He's a silly man. The fucking DC shows garbage.
It's the comedian. Oh wait, no, that's another character. It's the laughing man.
Just Iron male.
Aluminum boy.
This is the Iron Penis.
Fuck, what was I gonna say? But actually, Teen Titans Go, which everyone gives shit, like major shit to, is actually pretty
really
funny.
bad.
No, dude, it's really funny.
It's
like
not
I've seen
funny
clips
at
float
all.
around Twitter of like isolated scenes.
All it does is like rag on. Every clip that I've seen is just them making fun of how serious Teen Titans was. It's just like, oh, blah, 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 blah.
It's pretty good though. And then I saw a clip today when
Of the
in the
movie.
Teen Titans Go movie, apparently they did a Stan Lee cameo and like made fun of how Stan Lee shows up in like all the Marvel movies. So I think it's
I'm tired of him showing up too.
yeah, I think it's better. Teen Titans Go is better than people give it credit for. But
That's
that
fair.
and Teen Titans like the original are two totally different things. Even though they're both Teen Titans, but like
Yeah.
genre wise, you know what I mean? It's like comparing apples and
When I
oranges.
said that it's like it's worse than what everybody thinks it was, is like people look at it with rose-colored glasses a lot. Like they talk about it as like, bring it back and cancel Teen Titans Go. And I don't disagree with the second point, but it's just not the same thing that you remember. And I watched every episode recently. I just tried my way through that show. Just like,
Yeah,
this is dumb.
a controversial opinion along the same lines, but a lot of the first season of Avatar: The Last Airbender is a lot like that.
Yep. It really took some time to get its footing.
It really did, and a lot of those early episodes are just have like the dumbest jokes that I'm sure were funny as a kid, but now just like are annoying as fuck, and like I hate.
Yeah.
Them.
Did you go back and watch from the beginning?
Yeah, I rewatched this was like a year or two ago. I rewatched the entire series on Amazon, and then I also watched Legend of Korra again. And
How was that?
Korra starts off like at a better quality point than Avatar started off at, but Avatar gets higher highs, if you know what I mean, like than Korra ever does. You know, Korra is really good, and it like gets there close to like the best of Avatar, but it doesn't. And in a way, I think that like the reason that is because Avatar, you know, you had some of those like weak like first season episodes, first season like jokes and all that crap, but the show like grows so much from there, and that it kind of gives you like that emotional reaction where it's like, oh my god, like we've come so dramatically further.
There's been character development, and you're invested in the people that are, doing stuff.
Exactly. When I think character development, literally what I think about is Avatar. Like Zuko is one of the best developed characters in anything I've ever watched or like consumed, you know? But yeah, those first few episodes, he's made out to be like such a like idiot and a goof. And like, I guess like, yeah, like he's like really over dramatic and stuff. And I get it, but then it's just some jokes don't land. But then you get like the season 1 like final few episodes where they're like at the North Pole and stuff, and Zuko ends up like saving Aang whatever from freezing to death in the blizzard, and you get lots of like incredible like scenes and like beautiful animation. And I'm just like, yes, this is what this show can be. So
Yeah.
you take the good with the bad, and mostly it pays off most of the time.
Take the good with the big.
Exactly. You wanted to mention something about constant communication. And
Dude,
how
I fucking hate that shit. This is just every episode of this fucking stupid thing is just me
Patrick's rant corner.
ranting about some Patrick soapbox or whatever. It's just that people like they think of being in touch with someone as so completely necessary. Do you have anybody in your life that you text constantly besides Kalina?
No.
Why the fuck do people expect that? And if you had said yes, I would have been mad at you. like I don't know why. And something else I mentioned in the chat was it's nothing substantial. They don't have any questions. They just want to know that someone is reading what they're saying. And I get that to a point. Like if you're suffering and you're sad, I'll be there as the person that can listen, because I know that's like one of the big things of therapy is not advice that you get, but just talking at someone and having the feeling like they're listening to you. I get that. But when you're not sad and you're just sort of talking and you're very upset when the person is not responding to you, just shut up. Just shut the fuck up. I do not want to always talk to you. And I'm not even talking about anybody in particular. I've just built up so many people in my life that are just constantly needing attention, and I have no attention for them. I never want to talk to anyone ever. I want to talk to there's I've had this argument with a couple people, and every time I give them my phone and I show them 3 or 4 text conversations that I have. That's it. I just this is it, and I talked in them maybe 3 times a week. That's it. Why do you need to? like most of the stuff I send you guys is just stuff that I want to save for later to look at for myself, like Reddit posts or like art and stuff. I send that in the Instagram group chat, and then Yaman just left it, which was funny.
Oh, yeah, I noticed that.
He also left. What was the fucking name of the rapper that he made join?
Oh, Lil B. He's still in our Twitter group chat for some reason, and he's obviously never responded, and it's weird.
It was funny,
I
but
don't know how to take him out.
yeah, but that's my whole thing about that.
Because I mean, I think I get what you're saying in that I have a person I constantly communicate with, and that's Kalina. But it's not like, I don't know to what degree you mean constant communication. Because like,
I mean, like if you don't respond to my text in 3 hours, then I'm gonna mention it and get mad.
Oh, 3 hours is like pretty long. But usually me and Kalina will go like an hour. But
consider this. What is the subject of that conversation?
Mm-hmm.
These people will take a conversation in air quotes, which is literally them talking at me and then me responding in the affirmative just to let them know I'm there. And that's so good for them. They can't get enough of being heard. Like, just shut up. Stop making me feel guilty because I stopped talking to you and your stupid conversation about which kind of rice that you got at Chipotle. You don't even care about the subject. You just want to be heard. It's so annoying.
Yeah. I mean, me and Kalina, we just like kind of like go back and forth about like what it is we're doing in our days respectively, and then like,
but you talk about
what
stuff.
do we want to do later if we're making plans or whatever,
and you care about that person.
About like, you know, I don't know, it really like kind of just naturally flows throughout the day, and we're not responding back and forth to each other like every 5 minutes. It's more like unless we get into like an actual conversation that's like deep, then we'll respond to each other back and forth. But then like it'll be like every 10, 15, 20, 30, even an hour sometimes. More than an hour we'll go without saying anything to each other. Just because we both know we have like other stuff going on and like we don't mind and aren't like super insecure about that. And we're both like cool with that. Like we have come to like that mutual agreement where we can go like an hour or two without texting and it'll be totally normal. And then we just pick up where we left off. But like when I was in middle school compared to now, when I got my first phone, and this is when I still had a limited number of texts, so it was really bad. If my friends didn't respond back, literally within 5 minutes, I would count the minutes.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I had my little LG Voyager flip phone that I would flip text on the keyboard, and if they didn't respond back in 5 minutes, I would resend the text message. And then if they didn't respond in another 5 minutes, I would say... You told
me about this, you fucking freak. I remember you talking about this on the podcast. What's wrong with you?
I was a fucking sociopath or like a maniac. I don't know what.
Maybe it's just like the overwhelming feeling of, I can talk to these people instantly, so I should all of the time. It's just that overwhelming, like, I can do anything now.
Same thing was on... this was around the same time when I first got Facebook. And Facebook chat was like a thing, and you would see who was online, and you would like message them, and if they were online and they weren't replying to you, you would like I would keep messaging them. It was like,
dude, you're a fucking asshole. You would have gotten blocked almost instantly.
Yeah, if I was dealing with anyone with any sense, they would like completely ignore me and block me like so quickly. I had so many. That's what it used to be with girls. Like I remember,
like I just desperately wanted to talk to them, and when they wouldn't respond, I'd like just keep messaging them, and then it's the same thing that I didn't want to have happen more than once, but it would always happen because I have no self control. Now, if someone doesn't respond to me, I just leave it. I'll delete the conversation so I can't, be tempted. And so when they responded, I just don't know what the subject is. They could be like, "Yeah, sure," and I'd be like, "I don't know what I asked."
I was also that weird kid who would send like unsolicited like tweets to like his favorite YouTubers.
Jesus
and also
fucking Christ, man.
No, not what you were.
I immediately thought cock.
And I would like find like my favorite YouTubers like personal Facebook pages,
dude,
and I would add them.
You're really weird.
I was really fucking weird, dude, and I was especially bad with.
That's really creepy.
Like, quote unquote middle school girlfriends, right? So you had like a girl you were crushing on, and if they were like talking to like other guys, I would become a possessive, jealous psychopath and be like, "Oh, so you like Connor now, huh? You like Connor? Oh, well, why don't you just text Connor then, huh? I'll just give him the silent treatment." What?
You'd say that to them?
Yeah, or like all sorts of like other dumb shit. It would just be like, I would give them the cold shoulder by not responding to them for 10, 15 minutes at a time, and I thought that was dramatic.
Did I tell you how I think I've told this before, how I broke up with my only girlfriend in high school?
Didn't you,
The girl who grabbed me at the golf course and said, "Don't make this awkward," and then tried to kiss me?
Wait, no, I don't remember this.
Well, after that, I didn't talk to her for 3 weeks, and I would walk by her in the hallway and make eye contact with her and then keep walking. And I heard Gavin Free on the Rooster Teeth podcast talk about, and this is not a person you want to take advice from in any way, and he didn't say it as advice, he just said, "This is what I do. If he wants to break up with someone, he stops talking to them." And I'm like, that sounds awesome. Sounds like a really easy thing to do. He was talking about people that he like lived separate from him, but this person like was in a hallway with me 100% of the time in school, and I just ignored them. And they would text me like, "What's wrong? Did I do something wrong?" Yeah, so that was awesome of me.
You intensely ghosted this girl to her face.
And then I was like somebody I was talking to, maybe it was Yaman, in fact, but I was bringing this up as like, yeah, this is going to work out great for me. And it's like, here's my plan. I'm just not going to talk to her. And then one of the people, whoever it was, I really hope it's Yaman because that makes the story funnier. But he said like, "You're a fucking asshole. You can't do that to someone." And I was like, "What? Oh shit. I thought it would be easier. And then there would be no tears and stuff." I was like, She's probably crying right now. And I'm like, shit. And so after class one day, while everybody's leaving, I went up to her locker where she was, and she was with her friend. And she wasn't crying or anything. She was just like actually happy to see me. And the girl was like, I don't know how to describe this face, but she was like smirking, like, "Haha, you guys are a relationship," sort of thing, like every friend of your girlfriend does. And she was just like, "I guess I'll just slip away and give you time to talk." And then she did that. And then she didn't say that. That would be weird. And then I walked up to her and I was just like, and then I said, "I gotta go." And then I went to the bus and then broke up with her through text.
You literally took a deep breath, said, "I gotta go," and then ran
No,
away.
I was just doing that to be funny right now. But like when I did it, I was just like, and then I pretended to get a text or a call or something. And then when I was leaving, I gestured with my phone that was off that someone had called me. I had to turn on my phone when I got to the bus. So it was like, I'm making something up to walk away now.
It is almost inconceivable at how bad you are at this.
I'm better at it now, kind of.
You're better at ghosting people now.
Well, I don't call it ghosting anymore because it's part of my personality that I just don't want to see people that often. Like, I think I told you this, but I'd maybe go do one thing a week and then I'm done for that week.
That's your social dosage for the week.
I can't do more than that. I don't like people that much. People who love seeing everyone, they have to go to bars and clubs and they have to have parties and go do all this stuff. It's like, can we just have one nice experience and then just, I never want to see you again.
Call it a week.
Call it a week. Let's call it a month. Sometimes it's that long.
That's funny because like living here in London, like everyone's like fucking like living on top of each other. That's impossible for me to do. And I really value my alone time. And because I live with 3 other people in one tiny ass room with 2 bunk beds, and I share a kitchen with 12 people total, I'm always with people. Like, if I want to eat alone, I can't because there's always at least one other person cooking and eating at the same time. If I want to like cook, like grab a piece of toast even, I cannot do that without interacting with other people in the kitchen. It is insane. Unless I'm doing it at like 5 a.m, like there will always be someone there. And it really bugs the shit out of me. There are times when I was starving and I would want to like make lunch or dinner, and I would walk into the kitchen and someone would be in there, and I'd like do a fake walkout thing where I just like open the fridge door, like close it as if I was checking on something, and then just walk right out. That's my version of like ghosting people, except there's no emotional attachment involved and no one gets hurt except for my dignity. So yeah. But I do like to go out to like bars and like clubs with these people occasionally. So yeah, it's weird.
Do you
they're
think
like
that
my friends? So.
Your friends, what's that like? But do you think that the reason you are more of a social butterfly is because you grew up in a house that was like less cramped with people because I grew up with about 57 people in a not so big house, and I've always been used to being crammed in with them. And when I got my own room for the first time, I never left it.
Did you grow up like sharing a bedroom?
Oh yeah, I was in bunk beds and beds stuck together for a long time.
Oh shit!
With my 2 other brothers.
I think
I've
never thought about it. I've never thought about it like that. But I actually can see where you're coming from because I've always had
you've
my
only
own
got your
room.
little sister.
I've never had to like share a room.
Yeah.
So that's like an interesting point, especially because I don't think of myself as too much of a social butterfly.
Compared to me, that's what I mean.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, but there's like other people, like 2 of my other roommates are insane and like
insane.
Like just the other night, my fucking roommate went out on a Monday night and like
damn,
fucking snorted Adderall. Like his Adderall prescription, he snorted it and passed
didn't
it
I
around.
fucking tell a story about that?
No, that was us snorting Zyrtec, the allergy medicine.
No, it was Adderall. No, wait.
Okay.
Adderall is a fucking mind
It's the
drug.
ADHD medicine, yeah.
And it wasn't Zyrtec, I think. It was like fucking...
Yeah.
Fucking...
We made a video about this. It's Allegra,
yeah. That's why
it sounds so close to Adderall. Yeah. Anyways, so him and his like other like broy friends were like taking up like the entire fucking room, and they were like getting trashed and like snorting Adderall. And then they all went to the club, and then the next morning, my roommate doesn't wake up till like 1 p.m. and that's when he starts throwing up and like dry heaving, and like he's collapsed on the floor.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just like sitting on my bed, typing on my laptop, minding my own business, and this man is just like openly vomiting in the middle of the room.
You're ignoring him?
I didn't.
Why are you ignoring him?
Did I what?
Are you ignoring him in this situation?
I was not actively ignoring him. I was like,
fuck that guy. How dare you
no,
have
I was
fun
like,
on Monday?
I was like, just get it all out, man. Like, you'll be okay.
Wow, you're really supportive.
I was really there for him. And it wasn't until our other roommate walked in, who's a better friend with him, walked in and like gave him like another trash bag and like kind of cleaned him up a little bit and stuff.
I've never
and I was just like
getting that fucked up.
Yeah, and when he did that, I was like, maybe there was more I could have done in this situation.
I'm sure you thought that after I've mentioned it was shitty of you to do nothing. You were like, oh, well, actually, I thought about doing it.
I was feeling like particularly salty because
why?
He treats the room like shit, is really gross and loud and obnoxious, and yeah.
But I mean, apartment in New York.
But yeah, I hope he doesn't listen to this. Actually, that'd be weird.
Why? They'll come and throw up on you. It sounds like a pissant, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly. But yeah, no, that whole thing was just an episode, and that's how I deal with people who are causing me inconvenience. I just ignore them as best as I can.
If I were to ever consume materials that would make me silly,
we're ever gonna have fun.
Hard. If I ever, in the instance of having fun, decide to perchance consume alcohol or snort Adderall in this case, why would you do it so much that you end up vomiting? Why would you get that fucked up? Like people who think of alcohol as like a race.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've been at parties where it's just like, all right, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to drink and till I get fucked up, and then I'm going to fall over and then I'm going to be happy. It's like, that's really why? And people don't see it as alcoholism. If you're like a frat kid, they're just, he's just having fun, but he does this every night. Yeah. It's like, is this a healthy thing at this point? He's just a party animal.
Exactly. No, it's absolute bullshit. And like,
whereas some dude quietly drinking at home, it's like such a weird. How do you like quantify what is alcoholism, or at least is seen as it?
It's funny because my other roommate, who I do like and I do hang out with a lot, says that it's only alcoholism when you graduate. So
Yeah.
and like that's like weirdly accurate because like
It
you
is.
can think for some reason like drinking behavior is like totally excused for college students. Like
For
you just
younger
like
people, yeah.
yeah, you're just like they're just kids. But if you think
Mhm.
about like some like post grad like young professional, if they're still doing that, you're gonna be like, what a fucking loser. Like they don't have their life together at all, you know. Or
Well,
at least
not a
that's like
loser,
the
I'd
typical.
say. Probably like someone who needs help.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's
You know,
really,
a loser.
it's a
A
weird
dork.
but yeah, that was what happened the other night. But the thing is, I don't think in this case it was like a race necessarily. It's just like you keep going and like you keep getting more and more fucked up until you realize it's too late and you've gone overboard. You know, like have you ever felt that like you're having fun and you're feeling good and then all of a sudden you feel like a wave of like too much fun hit you
No.
and you're just like, "Oh, I should stop having fun." But it's
I
too
wouldn't
late.
say that.
I mean, I
I'm
don't
kind
know.
of a, I don't know. I take it slow when I'm having fun. This is such a weird conversation to have.
People are gonna be like, "This is a strange
Man,
conversation."
why is he so worried about the rules of having fun? A bunch of losers.
But like you're slow all the time, right? So you just take it easy, I guess.
I'm a pretty slow guy, yeah.
You you are actually. I've noticed that whenever we hang out, you're pretty slow to start having fun. You know, like you
This
take
is
it.
such an obvious. Why would you? Yes, I am slow when we have fun, Alex. When we play checkers,
You know, we put on
good healthy
we
fun.
put on a nice documentary and we have some fun.
This
in the
could also
evening.
be taken as an allegory for sex. Are we just doing that when we go over?
That's the point, man. You want to leave it open
Is it?
to
No,
interpretation.
that's true. That's true.
Like you start off slow with the fun. You take a nice lady out for fun. You want to start her off slow. You want to build up the fun.
This sounds creepy as fuck.
No, this is entirely consensual. First, you
got
ask the lady on a date.
There's no consent when
She says
alcohol's
yes.
involved, Alex.
You ask the lady if she wants to have fun, and then you go from there.
Why are we talking about this?
I don't know. We're in too
We were
deep.
talking about alcoholism, and now you want to have sex with me.
That's
And
not
also
the
possibly
implication,
molest
but I
me.
think other people might think it is.
Should we talk
but-
about how Brett Cavern, Laurie Caverns is now the Supreme Court justice?
Yeah, it's crazy. They put a bunch of fucking stalactites in a robe.
What a
and now
fucking
he's gonna-
asshole. How is he gonna have any like justice done and without anybody looking at him and thinking about that now?
I don't. That's the thing. Like I've like really like talked about this a lot and like gone on lots of Reddit threads about this because that's all I do when I'm alone. And like honestly, it's just too far gone at this point. Like
Too
No
far
one
gone.
takes-
What does that mean?
no one takes like the White House seriously. No one takes Congress seriously, and now no one's gonna take
And
the
fucking
Supreme Court seriously.
fucking asshole. He apologized to him like he had fucking suffered.
Yeah, that was so fucking cringy. There was a really fucking funny
I'm sorry too.
photo of how
Sounded
those
like
like
a
courtroom
droopy.
paintings and stuff.
What?
Do you know how like in a courtroom you're not allowed to take photos most of the time? So there are
And then
courtroom
someone-
artists.
Oh no, that was the Daily Show. They drew like a beer
Yeah.
hat on him.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly.
I
what it
like
was.
beer. I always liked beer. I still like beer. It's like, what are you talking about? You fucking psychopath.
I'm more concerned that this dude just drank so much beer that like I just want to pull him aside and be like, "Have you ever had like a mixed drink or like drinking
We're talking
anything with
IPAs.
flavor, like a cider maybe? Like you just enjoyed yourself."
Red's Apple Ale.
A nice Red's Apple Ale.
Mike's
or,
Hard.
Or I wonder if Brett Kavanaugh ever drank a
You
lot
see
of
the guy
Mike's
on Twitter
Hard.
who's named Brett Kavanaugh. This is a horrible time to be named Brett Kavanaugh.
And all those unfortunately named people, Alex Jones and Mike Pence and all that bullshit.
Oh yeah, they piled on. That was really funny.
I fucking love that. Real quick, I want to ask you. You saw Aquaman trailer, right?
Yes.
How would you
Doesn't
think
look
about
bad.
it? Does
It
not
was a
look
nice
bad.
shot that I saw, but also it could be a huge trick, like every other fucking DC movie was.
It's a trap. Yeah, I
Suicide
think
Squad had a fucking trailer house make them a trailer that they didn't like with audiences, so they did it again.
The best thing I can say about the trailer is it doesn't look bad. There's like some promising stuff in there, and the green and orange suit at the end looks kind of cool actually. So, it could be
the Manta Ray, Black Ray, Dark Ray. What is the name of the fucking character? Black Manta. Black Manta.
Black Manta. Yeah.
When he shoots his eye lasers, that's pretty cool. I enjoyed that.
I kept seeing
it looks like I'm glad that they just really leaned into the comic book thing. I don't like fucking Aquaman's look though. He looks like a surfer, and as much as that's ironic, why don't you want him to look like a surfer?
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
like,
isn't that the point?
Is he a surfer? He looks like Jason Momoa. Is my point.
The weird thing is about Black Manta is that I think his head is like a little too big. Like,
no,
I think
it's supposed to be like that. I think it looks cool.
I think
it reminds me of those deep sea diving bell suits.
I just like want to like go into like Photoshop and like squeeze it a little smaller, like just a little bit.
No. Don't make it worse.
He looks like a.
It should be bigger. It should be the size of like Alpha 5 from Power Rangers.
Fucking Alpha
Rangers.
Okay, I keep fucking seeing oh my god! What the fuck?
What?
I keep seeing shadows flicker across the room, and it's because this bug was flying around the fucking room, and it just landed right on top of me. It just dropped like it doesn't have wings anymore.
Jesus Christ.
Get the fuck out of here, you piece of shit.
Are you gonna survive?
No, I'm not. Oh, it's a ladybug.
Kill it.
I just put my hard drive on top of it.
Jesus.
Was it? I don't know if it was a ladybug. Because it was brown, but it had the same like structure as a ladybug, so I'm not exactly sure. I'm gonna press down on this to make sure it's dead. Oh, I just heard a crunch.
To make sure it's dead.
To
finish it off.
I really hope I don't get like an angry email saying that you ladybugs are
made of love, and you killed it because you're a manslaughterer.
Listen, I love animals, and I
hate
all
animals.
for animal rights and stuff. But as soon as a bug gets like in my general space, I will not hesitate to kill it.
People also say like, "Oh, it doesn't want to hurt you." But
why the fuck does it keep like stinging me or like buzzing in my ear? Like, get the fuck out of here!
Why does it have that little knife on its butt?
Like if these bugs don't want to die, get the fuck out of my personal space. If you got a death wish, come through. But if you don't, get the fuck out.
If you have a death wish.
All right, yeah, Aquaman looks good. We have a lot. We always have a lot of emails, but let's jump to those now before any more ladybug comes and attack me. We got this one cool email. Actually, no, but there's an Instagram DM I completely forgot about that we did not go over last week. That I feel
talk
super
about origins this game for a second was one thing that I just noticed
Okay.
is really annoying.
Go for it.
There are sometimes prisoners in camps, and if you release them, they get lost and just run around like chickens with their heads cut off. And it does not help, and it ruins like the guards get fucking freaked out, and now when you attack them, you'll get less damage because they're aware of it. It's like I don't want to free them, but it's a location objective, so I have to.
That's the weird thing about. I noticed this in Origins too. Is when you would go to like camps and stuff and free random prisoners, like, and you're in the middle of the. No. I've never been attacked by them, but like, you're in the middle of the desert, right? Like at a bandit hideout, and you let them go, and like, are they just gonna wander the desert until they
also
like
killed all of the bad guys? So I'm sure there's a spare camel now.
Yeah, but the thing is, they don't do that. You can see them wander
you just see
into
them
the
run off
desert.
into the distance. They just sprint for the horizon. Like, where the fuck are you going?
I was like, you could at least take a horse, some supplies with you, but it doesn't.
Maybe
seem
they
like
locked him up because they were insane, and they would do that. You have to play before we can figure out what's wrong with Jim. We have to lock him up so he won't run off into the horizon and die in the desert.
Yeah, he wasn't actually a
bus.
prisoner. He was just like a mental patient. He was struggling. And you just killed our only doctor, you idiot.
Our only doctor.
Okay. This Instagram DM is from Log Lady 71. Hi, hello. I have a question for the dudes. One of my favorite movies of all time is Blade Runner, and I think you guys might have already talked about it on the podcast, but whatever. Great film. I'm asking because one of my other favorite movies / comics ever is Watchmen. The comic was released in the 80s, but the movie was released in 2009, and I think you guys would love it. Check it out if you want. The writing and acting and cinematography and the plot are all so good, and you guys would
I love
probably dig it.
Watchmen.
Best wishes. Have a banging day. I've seen Watchmen and I've seen Blade Runner, and I love both of them. They're both fucking
Is that a
amazing.
Zack Snyder movie?
Watchmen is a Zack Snyder movie, actually.
It's one of the few times he's ever done something good.
It's like weird. Well, Zack Snyder's also did 300. Did you know that?
Was that movie good?
300? I think it was good when it appealed to like our middle school masculine sensibilities. But if I went back,
Because I watched
and
it the other
now,
day and it looks really goofy.
it is goofy and over the top. But I think that's like kind of the point. I don't know.
It feels like the point is to be gritty and serious, and it's a bunch of dudes who are in stages of being in really good shape and not so good shape. Like the guy who does the narration, who was Boromir's brother, who got like hated on by his father in Lord of the Rings. He looks goofy as shit.
Yeah, no. And Gerard Butler, they literally CGI'd abs onto like all those people.
They also painted him
Yeah.
on. Remember the fucking Comedy Central like parody of 300?
There were so many parodies. Dude.
Meet the Spartans.
Oh yeah. Dude, I fucking saw that movie in the theater with my dad, and it was so
And
awkward.
you laughed so hard.
I regret going to that movie every day of my life. It was so weird. But yeah, Blade Runner is a weird case, actually. The original
No,
one.
it's not. It's a good movie. Shut up.
You what?
It's a good movie. Shut up.
It is a good movie. I was gonna say it took me like
Said
5
it was a weird
times.
case.
It took me 5 times to watch Blade Runner, and on the 5th time, I was like, I get it. This movie's awesome. Like the other 4 times, I was bored out of my fucking mind. But the 5th time I got it, and I was like, this movie's great. Like,
I like
I'm hyped.
hearing people interview Ridley Scott about Blade Runner because he does not care that it didn't do well. He just wanted to make the movie that he saw in his head. He was just like, yeah, it didn't do well, but I don't care. We made the movie.
But now,
Whatever. Who
now Ridley
fucking
Scott
cares?
just like fucks with like Blade Runner lore whenever he wants to.
Prometheus
'Cause it's
and-
like, yeah, Deckard was a replicant, and it, like the intention of the film was like to leave it ambiguous, and like also some things.
Why
don't make
would
sense.
he be a replicant? Also, why?
Yeah, exactly. It does not make sense. And Blade Runner 2049 is about
It's
He's
such
not a
hard
replicant,
film for me to
right?
enjoy.
yeah, he's not a replicant but his replicant like wife.
There's a line in the movie that addresses it without addressing it, where Kay meets Harrison Ford, and they go up to his apartment where he's been drinking and slowly dying, and which is, I imagine, what Harrison Ford does all the. No, he flies planes. I forgot.
Yeah.
He flies planes into mountains, and ow, my nose. But the Kay walks over because there's a dog with them, and he goes like, "Is the dog a replicant?" And Harrison finishes his drink, and he's like, "I don't know. Ask him. It doesn't matter." Is his point.
I always like that. I like the ambiguity.
There's so many good pieces of that movie. It's just as a whole, it doesn't
Mhm.
work for me for some reason.
The action
Great
in that movie
sequel though. It had all the love that the first one had.
really did. The action in that movie, there's like very
Awesome.
little action. Like the action
does
when
look
like they like break in and like start attacking Harrison Ford and Ryan Gosling is fucking incredible. Like it's shot
Mhm.
incredibly. It's brutal. There's no like a million shaky cams. It's all very clear. You see what's happening, and like the guns sound like really fucking loud and intense. Like it's just such a.
What's the
fucking
name of
great scene.
the Jared Leto's main female replicant girl, Mercy or something like that?
The one that like pilots the drones with her fingernails or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mercy.
She was cool. I don't remember. I don't think it's Mercy though.
It's like Angel or Mercy or something like that.
I don't remember. I think we were just thinking of the Overwatch character.
No, I'm not. But okay. The scenes where she was like snapping people's necks and like shoving people's skulls into their rib cage because she's just a robot. She's super strong.
Yeah.
It's just like, how would a robot shut down a person as
Yeah.
quickly and efficiently as possible? And with Kay, when he's shooting that gun, he just bang, 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 and like moves his wrist in a certain way. It's just like, that was amazing. I love seeing that.
Yeah, right. Like it was like so robotic and like precise that like you believe, oh yeah, this dude's definitely like an android or something.
A machine of
It's
some
insane. Yeah, he's a machine. My favorite clip from that movie though is actually when Kay like crash lands and then like all those like junkers or whatever like start like surrounding him,
And he pulls
and
a gun.
then he pulls a gun, but then like Angel or whatever that lady's name is literally getting her nails done, and it's like shooting drone missiles from her like fucking Google Glass or whatever.
That was very Blade Runner.
I was like,
just like the scene of her getting her nails done in that little room, and like the character of the guy who's like doing the nails is like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah. I wonder if the dude like doing her nails is just like, why the fuck do they live in a giant poorly lit pyramid? Like there are like nicer places to live.
Blowing up ISIS right now.
I think Blade Runner 2049 actually might be slightly better than Blade Runner.
It's fair. You can say that if you want to.
Fair. Where do you come down on that?
Where do I come down?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Like, what is your opinion? Is Blade Runner better or is Blade Runner 2049?
I don't know why I asked that. But
you know what that means. Shut the fuck up.
I like the first one more. I like how much more energy the second one has. Right now, if I really had to pick which one to watch, I would watch the second one. But I love, like, the first Blade Runner crafted every taste that I have for like sci-fi and imagery of all kinds. It's just like, this is like one of the cornerstones of things that I like. So it's hard for me to say that I don't like the movie more. I had to really say it. I don't know. I had to come down on it. You're right, probably that the second one is better objectively, and you hate when I use that word because you don't
I
know what it means.
You could go either way, honestly. You could make a case for both of those films as to which one is better because they're kind of different.
Yeah.
But
I think that as a story, the first one's better. But as a presentation, the second one is.
That's fair. The first one is definitely a better self-contained story.
It just works better. The stuff in the first one is like, there's no point in the first one, I think at least, where you could be confused as to what's going on. There's a lot of moments where it's show don't tell because he doesn't say, well, if you're looking at the one with narration, there's nobody's going to explain what replicant is outright or why they're doing this or what a Blade Runner is or blah 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 blah. It's just like, yeah, he's getting in a space car and you have to sort of look at stuff and figure it out for yourself. And I don't know. In the second one, there was moments where I was like, wait, where are we right now?
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, the second one goes big with the story as well as with the presentation. And while I didn't have too hard of a time following along with the story, it definitely is not as simple as, like, the first one.
Nope.
So, I get that.
Oh,
all right.
Yeah.
Next email is from M. Ma. It's spaced out that way. Do you read emails before you read them on the podcast? Yes, because that one sushi email.
That would be really hard to do it that way because people send us other stuff that we cannot talk about.
Yeah, because that one sushi email was dumb as fuck, and it was weird to hear someone read it out loud. I thought, oh, this is the sushi person. I thought I had just sent it out into the abyss, but no, it came back to me. Also, I'm listening to the Sex Robot episode right now, and I feel like the only people who would like and regularly go to those would be incels, so it kind of doesn't sit well with
incels.
Incels would be a fun, lighthearted topic for the podcast you should talk about. Incels are fucking...
Would it be lighthearted at all? Incels think that women owe them sex.
Yeah, incels are really fucked up, and I just kind of want to punch
lighthearted. Maybe she was being sarcastic, and we're just not detecting it.
Oh, true. Yeah, we're bad at this. Incels are just fucking weird, man. Like, I have no...
People use that fucking defense... It's completely destroying what the subject is, but when someone will send you something and you're just like, what? Because it was obviously like a very cutting, weird thing, or just something that you perceive as straightforward, and then they say, it's like, I was being sarcastic, stupid. It's like, it's a text, and there's zero way you could guarantee someone understands when you just say something very matter-of-factly. Like, it's easy for me to do that in person because it's words and inflection, and there's like variations in what I'm saying. I can make it sound like I'm being sarcastic, but typing something and expecting someone to say, you're such an asshole.
Exactly. Like, that's why people on Reddit have to do the fucking like /s thing to indicate that.
I thought that meant /someone, as in someone will probably say.
Say what?
Like when they go like, well, usually when they use it, it's like they're saying something that an idiot would say in response to this. So like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean sarcasm.
Yeah.
Not
like
not the
responding to an Onion
article
with /s. That means it's like I can't believe that raccoon actually drove the car /S. But I thought it meant like /S as in someone will probably say this. Someone stupid / someone.
No, it just means sarcasm.
I know. I'm saying I thought that.
I know,
past tense.
I know. I'm glad you figured it out.
I hate you so much.
Thank you for the email. Liz, this one is from Liz. Hey, Prude dudes, you read out both of my emails I've sent, and that makes me really happy. But before I get into it, I just want a disclaimer about my email about the rules about Disney characters. That shit fucking sucks. And I'm not saying controlling everything is okay. It's crazy as fuck. Okay, here we go. First off, Patrick would hate me. I'm the person who calls people darling and sweetie, but not in a passive-aggressive or patronizing way. I'm the hugger in my friend group. I ask if the person is comfortable with hugs, though, first.
I also love every turn in this conversation.
I also love gifting gifts to people. If I find something that reminds me of them, then I'll buy it even if I can't afford it. Oh, no, if I can afford it. Okay.
That's not...
What was I going to say? Like you buying...
Can you imagine me buying something for someone?
No. I think you bought me... Actually, you bought me a McDonald's one time, and I was so impressed.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, bro, thanks.
I went there for you.
If Christmas, Valentine's Day, and birthdays are the best. Okay, well. If you read out this one, you can stop here because it's just going to be boring as fuck.
You can stop.
This is a nice little compliment, though, so I'm not going to stop. I love listening to the podcast when I'm driving or doing my art homework because it's something interesting to have on in the background, and it's really relaxing. I don't play video games, but I still like listening to your responses because I have no idea what you're talking about, but your conversations are hilarious. I look forward to it every week. Patrick is kind of negative, Yaman is pretty positive, and Alex bounces everything out. From Liz.
By being boring.
It was not boring. It was nice. It was nice. I like to hear nice things. When was the last time you gave someone a gift, Patrick?
A gift? I don't do that.
Never.
Unless it's my mom. I gave actually, in terms of my mom, I went to a thrift store and then found a book from 1890. It was just poetry and stuff, but she likes old stuff, so I got that for her.
Okay.
It was a leather bound. It looked like it came off the deck of a ship or something. It was really cool.
That's very thoughtful, actually. There we go. That's a good gift. You're not so bad at this.
Thanks. I don't buy gifts for other people, though. It's stupid.
This one's from Teddy. Hey, guys. I've had a lot of fun tonight, so excuse my writing. I like that people are picking up on this. No, all right. So whenever you edit in words over words, like in I'm this one, you put like special building, and in one where Patrick said the name of his niece, you put child. I fucking die. Oh my God. It's so funny. Like, how do you even do that? Also, I want to start a podcast. Please tell me how. Like, I don't know how. Like, be thorough.
Do what fucking what's his name did.
Thanks. Also, wow, Alex is very taller than I thought he was. Thanks
taller.
Thanks, guys, for making your shit. I appreciate it. Thank you, Teddy. Teddy seems like he's had a lot of fun tonight. I really want to live that guy's life. He's doing well. If you want to
just bleep out words that aren't controversial, like I don't know, skills. Ha!
You just did the burst of laughter like a fucking maniac. Jesus Christ. If you want to start a podcast, do it about a niche topic like knitting or something. I don't know. If you like a particular brand of toilet paper, do a podcast about toilet paper reviews. That's actually not a bad idea.
Or you could
Don't
just
take
have a
that one.
non-subjected podcast like we do.
Yeah.
It's not good, but
we're really bad at giving advice, but that's the best I can do. But hey, I'm glad you're having fun, Teddy. Thank you for writing. This next one is from Vanessa. It is currently 6:44 a.m. and I'm on my way to do my civic duty and go to jury duty. This is my first time doing jury duty, and I don't really know what to expect. I heard from other people that you basically sit in a room doing nothing and to bring stuff to entertain yourself. I just didn't like the idea of waking up at 6 a.m. since I normally wake up at 9 a.m. for work. Going away from the topic of jury duty and to the topic of alcohol, I drink to get drunk, not savor the taste of an oak barrel whiskey that was brewed in like the 1800s. I also hate beer, and I hate how everyone just agrees that it's an acquired taste.
Agree.
My favorite drinks are the lemony sweet drinks, except anything with tequila. Tequila is nasty, and nothing can save it. Last question before I leave. I noticed in previous podcasts that you guys have played Overwatch. I was wondering, who do you guys play mostly? I used to play a lot of Mercy, but I would still flex when needed. However, I gave up after the bombardment of nerfs she kept on getting. So I'm now trying to expand my hero pool, but I can confidently say that I can play Diva and Trash Mouse pretty well. Gotta go now, Vanessa. Thank you, Vanessa.
Trash Mouse.
I have not actually played Overwatch since they added Trash Mouse.
I mean, Soldier, McCree, Orisa. Is it? I think.
I used to play Mercy a lot, but then they nerfed the fuck out of her, so I stopped. I really like Moira actually. I haven't played.
Yaman plays her too.
Yeah, I haven't played in like 2 months though, so I don't know what the meta is like these days. That's a weird word to use, the meta. I really like Pharah is pretty good. Reinhardt's good. I fuck with the Machine Gun Man. the one. Yeah, Bastion. Fuck with Bastion, Reaper. I really like to. My favorite thing to do in Overwatch, and this is why I'm listing off so many heroes, is that I'll just play the random heroes playlist where everyone just gets randomly assigned a hero, because like keeps things fresh, keeps you on your toes, and like sometimes just crazy shit happens and it's a lot of fun. So I kind of like a lot of the characters, just in different situations. Like Mei can be a lot of fun depending on the map and depending on the game type. Junkrat was my favorite like easy character to do.
You also mentioned Reaper. If you're gonna label easy characters, there's one.
Reaper's not that easy because you need to get
easy.
like so close with him though.
So easy.
Oh well. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that. As to your opinions on alcohol, I'm gonna break these down by point. Drink to get drunk, not to savor the taste of an oak barrel whiskey. I would agree with that. Unless it's like a very, very fancy cocktail that has like a lot of ingredients in it.
Sugary drinks you get really sticky faced.
Yeah, like I don't like drinking. Like,
and not that I do this, and also interrupting you again, but when you do have those, and you will wipe your mouth a lot, because when you drink, you're not gonna get it all, and you have it on your lips, and then you wipe your hand on you. It's like a little bit of stickiness builds up, and you just have like a syrup covered hand. It's gross.
Oh, gross. But like, I would agree with that for the most part. Drink to get drunk, not to savor the taste of oak barrel whiskey. I don't know how people can be like, yes, this fine 1800 like wine, or like this fucking barrel of whiskey that was brewed 50 years ago. I was like, how the fuck do you know? Like, why do you care? It all tastes like shit. Like, that's the point. As to your point about beer, it is an acquired taste in the sense that you need to acquire the tolerable taste of beer.
It's literally an acquired taste.
It is acquired
tolerance.
You're acquiring tolerance.
You don't. Most people don't enjoy beer.
No,
I would say I think they're lying because they want to seem cool.
The one time I can kind of enjoy beer is it's a hot summer day.
Oh God.
Eating tacos.
Is this a country song?
An ice cold Corona with a lime. Then it can be good. Then I actually do kind of enjoy that. Otherwise, garbage. All IPAs, fucking gross. PBR, Natty Light, all the shit people drink in college is fucking disgusting. Like, it's all garbage. Lemony sweet drinks, definitely agree. My drink of choice is actually a vodka lemonade. So definitely agree with you there. But I do actually enjoy tequila, so I'm gonna have to disagree with you there. If you don't like anything with tequila, I'm assuming you also don't like margaritas. But like, margaritas are dope, and I highly recommend them. Thank you for your email. Really putting some bad influence on the underage members of this audience, but it's okay.
Like me.
Yeah, Patrick, you don't drink. You just have fun.
Yeah.
When's your birthday?
February 2nd.
Yeah, you got a ways to go. Last one is from Renee. Renee, if you don't know, is an incredible artist, and we just posted her latest artwork of us on our Instagram, so you can go check that out. She says, I was listening to some of the previous podcasts and noticed that you guys enjoyed the movie Annihilation that came out earlier this year.
Good.
I also enjoyed the movie, and while it was very different from the book, they still did a really great job on it and successfully scared. Yeah, it's a book. You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to read that, but okay.
It's a pretty short book, actually. I've seen a lot of people recommend it online.
Saw the movie already.
They still did a really great job on it and successfully scared the shit out of my sister and I in the theater. Neither of us expected the bear scene and the soundtrack.
Bear scene.
That fucked me up.
That
the
was a whole fucked up
the soundtrack also added another layer of creepiness to the film. So I hope you guys enjoy the art I made of you guys, which is partially inspired by Annihilation. It looks fucking sick.
Really cool.
Thank you so much. If you want to see that artwork, you can check out the latest post on our Prude Instagram. It looks great. Give that shit a like. Go give her a follow. Appreciate her work. Also, was just wondering if you guys, when you guys were in high school, if you ever struggled with telling your parents, teachers, or peers about what you're planning on doing for your next step in life. Sometimes when I tell teachers,
so much. It was mostly relatives though. I was like, "What are you doing now?"
It's like the cursed like Thanksgiving gathering when people are like, "So, what are you up to? What is your life plan?" And I was like, "I wish I could tell you." Sometimes when I tell teachers or other kids my age that I just want to get an associate's degree and become a flight attendant, they look almost confused or upset with my decision, which makes me not want to tell anyone about my plans for the future. So I was just wondering if you guys have ever felt the same way. Finally, what are your thoughts on Halloween? Even though me and my friends are seniors in high school, we still plan on dressing up and going out for trick-or-treating around the neighborhood because we don't want to miss out on free candy. Her and I do like to do couples costumes, and this year she's going to go as Jason Todd, and I'm going to go as Roy Harper.
Damn.
Sorry for such a long email,
awesome
but
combo.
That is pretty cool. Hope you guys enjoy the art. As always, thanks
Alex,
for creating such enjoyable content. Sorry, I'm scratching my nose real quick. Roy Harper is a singer-songwriter.
No, he's not.
He's an English folk rock singer, songwriter, and guitarist who's been a professional musician since 1964.
Alex is Red Arrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know why it would entertain me that you didn't know that, but yeah.
I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
I was actually kind of thinking, like, is he going to look this up and then find someone who is not Roy Harper?
You think you're a fucking psychic. Yeah, I thought Red Arrow?
Red Arrow.
Oh, okay. Right, okay. Because I was like, Oliver Queen is Green Arrow, right?
God.
But then no, it's a different Arrow man.
Yeah, wouldn't you know it? He has a sidekick named Red Arrow.
Weird.
You watched the entire series of Young Justice.
I know, it's been years, man. They haven't released a fucking new season yet. Let's start with high school plans, telling people. I did a little bit because I wanted to do computer science for a while, and I told my parents that, and they were like, "Oh, great, that's like really hot right now. My dad works in computers." He was like, "You're gonna get a job, no problem whatsoever." And then around junior year, I switched to journalism because I took computer science classes, and they were hard, and I didn't like them. And then my parents were my parents were disappointed, to say the least, but they were supportive, and now here I am, and I'm doing pretty okay. So that worked out in the long run for me. I don't know about you, Pat.
What? Education?
No, like telling people what your next step in life was. Did you ever struggle talking about that?
Well, they were always like, "Why do you want to be a voice actor? You fucking dork." Everyone in high school made fun of me for everything that I did. So that wasn't fun. I didn't enjoy anything about high school.
The way you walked, the way you breathed.
Any question about my future was always met with laughter. So
okay.
Don't do what I did, which is exist, I guess. Exist and have dreams.
Finally, thoughts on Halloween. I love
Halloween.
My high school girlfriend was really into Halloween, and she would make us go trick-or-treating.
What a fucking monster.
I think the last time we went trick-or-treating was junior year.
It's a little late.
Yeah. Or maybe it even was senior year. I don't remember, actually. But that's okay. I haven't trick-or-treated since high school. But I'm going to be a pirate this year. Just because, like, it's a lazy and easy costume. Yeah, honestly, like, this is going to be kind of like a downer, but I hate spending so much money on something I'm only going to wear once.
How's that a downer?
Because like people would be like, "Oh no, it's the spirit of Halloween. You gotta have fun." I'm just like, I don't want to spend.
You told me
like
you spent like $50 on a jersey for the fucking big game or whatever.
I didn't do that.
Yes, you did.
I bought a cheap ass T-shirt on Amazon that cost like $15.
You bought a jersey.
No, I did not. I bought a T-shirt.
That's what you said. You said it was expensive.
It was not expensive.
You said it was expensive.
You were misremembering. If I said it was expensive, I was a liar.
You didn't say it was expensive. You said a number that is a lot for a shirt that you're going to use once.
Well, no, I can wear it. It's like a regular T-shirt. I can wear it beyond that. Mm-hmm. But like a costume of like Jon Snow or something, if you want to go all out, is ridiculous, and you're never going to wear that outside of like a costume party.
You wanted to make one of those. Why'd you listing things that are like taking you down from the right here? You wanted to wear a costume of Jon Snow.
Okay, well, that's what I did last year, and I spent more. I made like a kind of homemade costume of Jon Snow. It's on my Instagram if you want to go find it. And it turned out pretty well, and it was pretty funny. But I spent like so much money on that, just like getting the individual pieces and stuff. It was kind of annoying. And I never used that wig again. I never used like the shawl again. I never used the sword again. I never used like any of those pieces like ever again. So like all that money is like gone.
Do you own it still?
Like just the one night. But it's okay. You know, if you enjoy.
Do you own it still?
Do I own what still?
The costume for Jon Snow.
I have like the individual pieces. Yeah, they're like in my.
That's what I meant.
Closet.
What
yeah,
the
they're
fuck does that
they're
mean?
in my closet at home. They are there. Yes.
It's such a weird way to answer that.
I can dress up as Jon Snow for you if you want.
I said, "Do you still have them?" And you said, "I still have the individual pieces," as if that doesn't mean that you still have it.
Okay, yes, I still have it. You fucking smart.
Do you have all the pieces of the chessboard? I have all the individual pieces. What the fuck does that mean? Have you separated them all?
I keep them each in their own separate plastic bag. You have to undo 50 plastic bags.
I have made an array of puzzles for you to decide if you're worthy.
God. All right. Thank you for your email, though. Hope you have a good Halloween. It's gonna be a spooky season this year.
Dude,
we also have one.
Commandos are out and about.
We also have one new iTunes review. Finally, been a while since one of these. If you want to go leave a rating/review on our iTunes store, that really helps out the show. Let's try and get to like 150 ratings before 2019. I don't know. That's like a tentative goal, but here we go. This is from Kaylee. Ope. Well, or is it Ope? I don't know. I have listened to y'all's podcasts enough where I can physically start at any minute on a random episode and know which one it is. You guys have physically made me look at everything differently. I appreciate your content and find you guys more original than other podcasters. Keep it up. I would add a cheesy pun for the end of this, but I'm mentally exhausted and have to wake up soon.
Thanks for putting down someone else to compliment us. I always appreciate those kinds of compliments.
Thank you. Appreciate
That's no sarcasm of being funny.
Your input. You're the best. All right. And before we finish up here, I need to give a special shout out to our Patreon patrons.
How did that work out last time when you forgot to do it and had to edit it?
It worked out just fine. Didn't you listen to the podcast?
I didn't. I don't listen to the very end when you start saying like, "All right, let's wrap it up." I just turn it off.
Just tune the fuck out.
Stop moving, bore.
I'm not gonna.
I missed. Fuck.
So thank you to our Patreon patrons. That's Cassidy, David Brewer, David Brody, David Brody Millard. I'm always hesitant to read last names because I don't know if people want that out there, but whatever. Aaron Kelly, Everso Jake A. King, Katie Papilia, Marianne Boucher, Monty, Pip Pap Scallywab, Rebecca Sublet, Tara Corcoran, and Yeska Betterman. I'm sorry if I butchered any of those names. You guys are all incredible. Thank you so much for your support on Patreon. You are amazing. If you want to become a Patreon subscriber and either get a personal thank you from us or just have your name read out on the show, you can go to patreon.com/prududes, throw all of your dirty spare change at us, and we will say thank you forever. Also, if you want to follow us on Instagram and Twitter, that's at Prududes. If you want to send us any fan mail, fan art, or business sponsorships, please, we're waiting for a diet soda company to sponsor us. That's prududes@gmail.com. If you want to follow us at our individual accounts, I'm at AlexPen97. Patrick's at Patrick Shelter. It's Patrick Shelter 5. No, it's just at Patrick Shelter 5. I got
Idiot.
it. Yaman is at its_Yaman. Go rate the show on iTunes. Also, finally, after years and years of fake promises, false starts,
Spotify.
the podcast is on Spotify. So for everyone that loves Spotify, uses it, you don't have to split between two different apps now. Podcast is on Spotify. Go give it a follow. Whatever you got to do.
I hope that's convenient for you guys.
So stop bugging us. But yeah, we're on Spotify. Go check that out. And we will see you guys again next week. Actually, yeah, we will. I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, we may not see Pena next week.
That's true. I'm going to be in, I guess we'll just say that now. I'm going to be in Prague or Warsaw, depending on what day you guys record. But either way, I will be in Eastern Europe, indisposed, and I will not be able to record. So it's up to Patrick and Yaman to put on a great show without me, just like they did that one time.
I figure we'll just sit here and listen and watch fucking me play this and talk about that. You will get a podcast. Probably not a very good one.
It will be an audio recording of Patrick and Yaman watching YouTube and making comments every few seconds.
Get copyright strike by all the videos we watch.
That's it. Thank you again for listening, guys. We'll see you again next week or the week after. Bye-bye.